Nathaniel. I really enjoy our little conversations. It's not often I meet a fellow with my same interests. Most of the villagers here in Salem Farms are such blockheads. You don't mind that I call you Nathaniel, do you? Mr. Hawthorne seems so formal. Shall we sit? Comfortable? Good. Have a piece of chicken, Nathaniel. Take a wing, take a leg, take both. You don't eat enough. What's that you say? You want to sit where I'm sitting? No problem. You know, I'd like your opinion of Herman Melville. What was he really like? You know, an insider's perspective. This is really good. The dumpster behind the Puritan Chicken Shack is filled with rare treasures. But don't eat the coleslaw. Goes sour real fast.
We can unload the car later.
It's only a few boxes.
Trouble! Quick, Nathaniel! You take the closet. I'll go out there. Don't make a sound.
Darn, I can't get the hang of this lock.
A hard twist to the right and a hard push on the door. Let me give it a try.
It's all yours.
Open sesame. Enter Mr. and Mrs. Alibaba. Bet you this key's 100 years old. Easy.
We'll have to do something about that lock. It's like opening a dungeon door.
It's all ours, Hildegard. The leaking roofs, the damp smells, the dead trees, the warped floorboards, the mortgage, and the mice.
Oh, I haven't seen a single mouse.
That's because they're all married.
Darn.
What?
The telephone. They said they'd have it working by today. I told them where the key was.
The day is still young.
They said first thing.
Patience, darling wife. Patience.
Oh, you're one to talk. You've got the patience of a fox terrier.
But I'm a lovable puppy.
That you are. Sometimes.
I bet you this key was used when the tavern was still a jail.
Well, whatever you do, don't lose it. I doubt if we could find another one like it.
We could have a duplicate made.
We could try. We're going to make a success of it, Jonathan. I know we are. We're going to be happy and prosperous.
You sound like a New Year's card. You're jumping this season. This is Halloween.
The first of many wonderful Halloweens we're going to be having in this house together.
You know what I like best about you, Hildegard?
Enlighten me.
Your enthusiasm. Do you realize that every penny we have is sunk into this old building?
Talk about something else. Talk about the weather.
What's to talk about? October in New England. There's a nip in the air and the smell of cider everywhere.
You're a poet.
Well, hello there. What's this? Puritan Chicken Shack. Sanitary food for the discriminating diner?
Doesn't sound very appetizing, does it? Maybe it was the real estate agents?
Miss Talbot?
Dorothy, yes. She said she would stop by today.
Miss Talbot doesn't impress me as the fast food kind.
Here, let me get rid of that. It's going to attract bugs.
Oh, there was something I wanted to show you. I think you missed it the other day.
What?
Over here.
Where?
There, this inscription in the fireplace bricking.
Huh. It's odd that Miss Talby didn't say anything about it.
A real estate agent can't really know much about a building that's built in the 1600s.
Well, it's dusted with soot, but I can make it out. If you are well, I am well. Mend the chimney and all's well. Well, it's not exactly Dorothy Parker. You got a handkerchief? You know, old Puritans were always scribbling that sort of thing, but usually on tombstones. Here.
This is ready for the laundry.
Oh, don't pout. I just got a little soot on it. Ooh.
What's wrong?
I'm freezing.
Come to Papa, I'll warm you. Ugh, it's like standing inside of a refrigerator. Here, come here. It'll be warmer. Feel better?
I'm still cold, but I'm not freezing.
Like a jet of frost. Come and gone just like that. Did it come from the cellar?
No, this house doesn't have a cellar.
Oh, how dumb can we be? We left the door open.
It's a very mild day.
What do you know? The chill. It's gone.
What? How can it be? That's amazing.
It's wild to me.
Huh. You know, it might have come from the chimney. I'll ask Miss Talby next time you see her.
I don't think it came from the chimney. It felt like it came from below.
Yoo-hoo! Am I allowed to enter?
Who's that?
Didn't sound like Miss Talby.
Yoo-hoo!
I mean, yes, please come in.
Trick or treat!
I think we got the trick.
I'm afraid you're a day early. Halloween is tomorrow.
For Hepzibah Bradwick, every day is Halloween! Oh, newlyweds, aren't you?
3 months.
Isn't that special? Mustn't be afraid of me, children. I'm a good witch. The good witch of Salem Farms. I bought you a little housewarming gift. What'll it be? The witch's broom or the basket of apples?
Apples.
Witch's broom.
Witch's
Apples.
broom.
I'll leave them both. Folks in Salem Farms are wondering what you're like.
You don't say.
Do I look like a real witch?
Oh, now I get it. Yes, you do look like a real witch. You'll do wonderfully. Where's your partner?
What partner?
Well, I asked for a woman and a man.
Who'd you ask?
The Rent-A-Guest agency, of course. It's not necessary to audition.
Audition? You've obviously mistaken me for someone else. I'm your neighbor.
You live next door?
Nobody lives next door. You're quite alone on this side of the road. That's my place. Over there. Across the way.
Oh, the Witch's Gift and Tea Shop. I do apologize, Miss Bradwick. How nice of you to stop in, and thank you so much for the broom and the apples.
Make yourself at home.
Please do.
Call me Hepzibah.
Hepzibah.
I'm Hildegard.
Jonathan.
It'll be nice to have people living here again. I don't like to see an old house stand idle. The last tenant didn't stay long. She up and left on Halloween a year ago. Here one moment, gone the next. Poof! Like smoke up the chimney.
Why was that?
I never found out. There were rumors, of course. There are always rumors about this place.
Huh?
Huh?
The usual thing. Moans and groans, creaks and shrieks!
You mean this house is haunted?
Every house in Salem Farms is haunted in one way or another. Haunted by history.
Oh, you mean the Salem witch trials back in Puritan times?
The folk who settled in Salem Farms had nothing to do with the folk who lived in Salem. Two separate worlds. However, they did mark down the name of Asa Good, the man who built this house.
Why?
Didn't Dorothy Talby tell you? The authorities were absolutely certain that Asa Good was a warlock.
A male witch?
Exactly. But before they could grab him and drag him off to Gallows Hill, the witching craze was over and his life was spared.
Ooh, you're an excellent source of local history, Hepzibah.
I know everything there is to know about this little community, and then some. I understand you're going to open a B&B?
Bed and breakfast, that's our plan.
Oh, I do hope you're successful. This house has not been lucky with its tenants. The last tenant ran an antique shop.
Oh, yes, we know.
It has been an inn on a couple of occasions.
And the jail.
A B&B. Wonderful. You must come visit me tomorrow evening. Halloween! I'm in charge of the Pumpkin Patch Bazaar. I've had my backyard decorated to resemble a graveyard! Cider and donuts for one and all.
Well, me and Hildegard are having open house.
Oh,
We thought it might be a good way to introduce ourselves to the community. It's nothing fancy, you know, just the usual Halloween nonsense.
don't say nonsense. I take Halloween seriously. All of us in Salem Farms do. It's part of our heritage.
Well, we intend to play up the heritage of Salem Farms. People like that sort of thing, don't they?
Yes, they do. They like it a lot.
Telephone man.
Oh, I am so glad to see you.
I got here a little bit early, found the key okay, but I couldn't get the door open.
A hard push to the right and a hard push on the door. You should know that by now, Fred.
You two know each other?
Don't hover, Fred. Either go away or come in.
I haven't been asked.
Oh, I'm sorry. Forgive me. Please come in.
Fred can do more than just install telephones. He's a man of many talents.
What Hepzibah is saying, I am the handyman around here. I can fix your plumbing, TV, VCR, you name it, I can fix it.
Definitely a good man to know. We could send some work your way.
I'd appreciate that.
Fred lives down the road on Whitney Post Lane.
Yeah, it'll be nice to see lights in this old house again.
Mr. and Mrs. Putnam are having open house on Halloween.
Stop by, Fred.
I'll try.
We want everyone to know we'll soon be open.
Oh, when?
Hard to say exactly.
Well, the 4 bedrooms upstairs still need to be renovated. The kitchen's a mess. There's an awful lot to do. Well, the first thing this place needs is a good sweeping, top to bottom.
I like it the way it is.
Including the spiderwebs and dust?
It isn't spiderwebs and dust that will do you harm, Jonathan Putnam.
Don't pay any attention to Hepzibah.
I don't need you to speak for me, Fred Hawkins.
Well, maybe we better see where the telephones are going.
Oh, yeah, there's one on the table, but it's not working. I'd like to have 2 phones upstairs.
Okay. You want to show me upstairs?
Oh, yeah, I'll show you.
I need to get back to my shop. I didn't lock up.
A successful cottage industry, is it? The witch's gift and tea shop?
You have no idea, Jonathan. Where can I get enough of scented candles and black and orange jelly beans and India tea in little tin boxes? Not to mention the real stuff.
Real stuff.
When I know you better, I'll explain about my powers. They're strongest on Halloween. Let's fly!
Not another storm.
Storms come up fast in Salem Farms.
It's almost unnatural.
I must be going.
Before you go, Hepzibah, there's something I'd like to show you.
Can't seem to get the door open. You must be stuck.
I'll get it, but first, could you take a look at this, please?
Didn't you hear me? I said I must be going. Let me out.
It'll only take a moment.
Very well.
It's this inscription in the fireplace bricking.
What does it say?
See for yourself.
Oh, that.
Yes, that.
If you are well, I am well. Mend the chimney and all's well.
Does it ring any bells?
Alas, no. It must have to ace a good.
Curious, isn't it?
To tell you the truth, as many times as I've been in this old house, I've never noticed that scribble. Tell me something, Jonathan. Have you noticed any odd phenomena?
Like what?
A shadow, perhaps? Now you see it, now you don't?
Nope.
Strange sounds? Chains rattling, doors slamming?
Hildegard and I have only been here in the daytime. This tonight will be our first overnight stay.
A cat, maybe. A black cat, in and out of the kitchen.
I have seen a cat, but I can't say for sure if it was black.
A sudden sensation of cold?
Say that again?
Cold. It comes and goes like a whisper from a grave.
Why, yes.
May have to replace some of the outside wiring. Squirrels, you know.
Happy Halloween!
Watch where you're going. She almost knocked me down.
She could run the Boston Marathon.
You know, Mr. Putnam, it's none of my business. But with Hepzibah Pradwick, she'll take a mile if you give her an inch. If you don't want her hanging around, you just need to tell her that.
She seems a little,
Wacky?
I was gonna say eccentric.
That too. You should see where she lives, behind the gift shop. It's like something out of another century. She thinks she is the real deal. You know, a witch. But then everybody around Salem Farms is kind of wacko. But Hepzibah Bradwick, she leads the pack.
I'll be able to handle her. She'll be a nice attraction for the bed and breakfast. My wife wants a table over there, so guests can have breakfast, eat their little lunch, while watching Hepzibah Bradwick fly in a broom or something.
That'll take the edge off of breakfast.
For sure.
Jonathan, what do you think? Avocado or mint?
You talking about lunch?
No, silly, I'm talking about the color for the telephones. Which do you like better, avocado green or mint green?
One of each.
You're no help. Wow, it's dark in here. It must be that storm. I'll turn on the light. Where's Hepzibah?
Witch's convention or something. Fred Hawkins says she's batty. She apparently thinks she's the real thing.
Well, whatever you do, don't say anything to offend her.
I don't think anything can offend her. But, just to be safe, I don't think we should eat the apples.
Well, I think she's precious. Imagine having a witch as a neighbor. That's a first.
All right, let's see some changes here. So, we're gonna put a table over there. Probably get rid of this old chest here and put a table there as well. Could probably knock out a little bit of the fireplace to install a television.
There'll be no television in this house, ever.
Jesus, why didn't you knock before you scare a guy out of his wits? Where did you come from anyways? Oh wait, you're from the Renegast Agency. Great costume. You put on a great act too.
I'm not wearing a costume.
You're a day early.
For what?
Halloween?
Look, buddy, for you, life is short, so I'll get right to the point. I want you and your lady out of my house. Understand?
Huh?
Don't huh me. I'm all out of patience this century, especially with television. It causes trouble.
Hildegard!
Scream away, Dumbo. She can't hear you.
Hey, who are you calling Dumbo?
Well, there are only two of us in the room, so Dumbo must be you. Sit down, Cabbage Head.
I don't take orders in my own house.
I said, sit down.
Are you a friend of Hepzibah Bradwick?
Hepzibah Bradwick, that fake, that fraud, that charlatan. You don't get it, do you, Dumbo? You're looking at the real thing now. I'm no fake witch. I'm a scarecrow man, created in 1629 by the man who built this place.
Asa?
Good. Don't ask me what he thought he was making. I mean, if a man was any good as a warlock, you'd think he'd be able to come up with something a little more practical than a man made of straw. Oh no, not him. He made me, then he died. I've been an orphan for almost 400 years now.
This can't be happening.
They all say that when they get a peep at me. The point is, I like my privacy. I can't live in your world, and I don't want you in mine.
What?
Can't you do anything but stammer? Boy, you must have the IQ of a cranberry. I was going to give you the whole routine. You know, creaks and shrieks, moans and groans, everything Hepzibah Bradwick told you about. It works every time. But I figured, why bother? Why waste my time? I started with the cold spot, but I got bored. Look at it this way. I'm doing you a big favor.
You're doing me a favor?
Suppose you go to all the expense to open your crummy bed and breakfast, and I scare all the guests away. You'll be left holding the bag, and it'll be empty. Besides, this house belongs to me. I'm Asa Good's flesh and blood, in a manner of speaking.
You mean flesh and straw?
Whatever. My name is Endicott, in case you were wondering. Let's cut to the bottom line. I stay, you go.
You must be crazy.
You'd be crazy too if you had to live the life I do. This house is my sanctuary. I'll defend it to my last blade of straw.
I must be nuts.
You will be if you stay.
This is my house.
It's mine.
Mine.
Mine!
Mine.
Get out!
That's it. How about I toss you over my shoulder?
How about I rain on your parade?
That does it. Hildegard! Hildegard!
Remember, Jonathan Putnam, I have the power to make your life miserable. You have been warned.
Hildegard! Hildegard! You think I'd make something up as weird as this? You should have seen him, Hildegard. It was so grotesque.
You're not making any sense.
He must live in the closet.
He lives in the closet.
No television. He absolutely forbids it. Talk about attitude. He's on overload.
So you met a man made of straw, a scarecrow.
A rude one. An unpleasant sort.
He told you Asa Good created him.
That's right, back in 1629.
A scarecrow who told you to get out of this house.
He says it's his house. The gal of the creep.
I must say, you do put on a good show. Bravo, Jonathan. Repeat it tomorrow just the way you told it to me. The guests will love it.
I'm not making this up.
What's gotten into you? I like your little joke, but there's no need to shout.
I'm not shouting. I'm not shouting. I'm hysterical, that's all.
You don't look well. I hope you're not coming down with something.
Why won't you believe me? I'm telling you. Came off. It was so gross. Just somewhere around there. Look at that! A bone from his hand. Ooh!
Jonathan, this is a chicken bone. It's a leg, I think. It probably came from the Puritan chicken shack.
You're only saying that to calm me down.
Oh, is this the hand?
Don't touch it. You don't know where it's been. Horrible, isn't it?
It's not the least bit horrible. Childish is more like it. It's nothing but an old glove stuffed with straw. See?
Get that thing away from me.
Look, if you did see something.
I did.
It was probably one of the locals playing a trick on us. Salem Farms version of the welcome wagon. I bet Hepzibah Bradwick had something to do with it. Can't you take a gag?
I was not certain it was a gag.
I'll prove it to you.
What? You're not going into the closet?
Watch.
Hildegard, no. Hildy, no. Hildegard? Hildy? Haha, very funny. See anything in there?
There's nothing in there but a closet, Jonathan.
Don't.
This won't take long.
Jesus.
Something I said?
I'm a little jumpy today, that's all.
I can see that.
You see how ridiculous you're being?
Maybe that lobster I had tonight was doing something to me. I didn't even feel like wanting to go outside, honestly.
Oh,
I can't.
Jonathan, the door.
What? I closed it.
Yeah, I just saw you close it. I think we had a visitor.
No, wait. You must be a psychic.
Aunt Wilma's the only psychic in the family. Open the door.
The what?
The door!
Oh, right. Hello.
You, Mr. Putnam?
I plead guilty, officer.
I'm Otis Penduster, the High Sheriff of Salem Farms.
Hi, Sheriff. That is impressive.
Please come in, Sheriff.
I hope I'm not disturbing you folks.
Not at all. Have a seat.
No thanks. This won't take long.
You did say hi, Sheriff?
Yes, it's what they used to call the law back in the early days. Well, the tourists like it. They think it sounds quaint.
Indeed, it does.
You folks moved in yet? I mean, you're living here now, right?
Almost.
Well, the reason I ask is, have you noticed anything unusual about the house?
You see? I knew it. I wasn't making things up.
Forget about the scarecrow, Jonathan.
Look,
What do you mean by unusual, Sheriff Pinduster?
well, there's this local character here at Salem Farms. He likes to live in abandoned houses. He's a nuisance, and he may be a bit mental, but he means no harm. Isn't that right, Kit? Where is he? Oh, jeez. Get in here. This is Skelton Snuggs. He tells me that he's been taking shelter here.
What if I have me and friend? I didn't take anything. I'm a bum, not a thief.
The point is, Skelton, is that this is not your legal place of residence.
I don't have a legal place of residence.
Yeah, I know. Any empty house will do. You know, I have warned you before about this.
Well, we haven't been aware of his presence.
Well, he can be clever.
I'd like to know where me and Nathaniel are gonna live now.
I have an idea. You could leave Salem Farms and give the village a break.
What? Leave Salem Farms? I couldn't. My roots run too deep.
Look, if you folks see him around here, just call it in and I'll come run him in.
I'm a good person.
You're a pest. Now outside.
What about my bedroll? What about Nathaniel's books? What about my aftershave?
Where are they?
Out back in the storage shed.
You can head through the kitchen, Sheriff.
Well, what are you standing there for? Move!
It was a pleasure making your acquaintance. I hope I wasn't an inconvenience.
Well, he may be a bum, but he is rather charming, isn't he?
Did you cash the scent on him? Oh. And Sheriff, who's Nathaniel?
I don't know. But, like I said, Mr. and Mrs. Putnam, if you see him around here, just run him off. He's not dangerous.
Aha! It's as simple as that.
What is?
Skelton Snuggs and his buddy Nathaniel thought they were going to have this place to themselves, and then we showed up.
Oh, so Nathaniel was the scarecrow.
I've got my sanity back.
Oh, that's wonderful, honey. We've got a lot to do.
I'll go grab things from the car.
Hello? Anybody home?
It's Miss Talby.
Dorothy. Dorothy, please call me Dorothy. I consider you to be my friends.
Well, welcome, Dorothy.
Come in, come in.
Well, I said I'd drop by.
Yes, we've been expecting you.
You did say you were looking for someone to help with the B&B?
Yes, a girl to help out.
Well, I hope you don't mind that I've taken the liberty.
Liberty?
Well, I brought along one of the girls from the village, Rebecca Pratt. She's not very bright, but she's trainable. So, I think you could see how she helps you out at Halloween and how you get along. What do you think?
Well, when do we meet her?
Becky? Becky? Becky! I heard you the first time. Isn't she appealing? Okay, now, this is Mr. and Mrs. Putnam. They own the house now. You need to say hello. Now, don't be shy. You can do it.
No,
Oh, there, that wasn't so hard, was it?
guess not.
Okay, now, she worked here for Florence Kellaway when Mrs. Kellaway had the antique shop.
Oh, then you're familiar with the house, Becky.
I know my way around if that's what you're asking.
Can you serve?
You mean like in the military or something?
I meant like pass around sandwiches, that sort of thing.
How much you gonna pay me?
Don't be impudent, Becky. Now, you know your mother wants you to have a job.
My mother. Where are you? My mother wants me out. Wants me out of the house. She says I drive her crazy.
Let's don't go into that, please.
Why?
Because I'm over here now.
Well, for starters, the kitchen could do with a good sweeping.
Oh, the kitchen's that way.
Yeah, I know. I know where the kitchen is. The way I look at life, kitchen's on my desk tonight.
Is anything wrong, Becky?
You never know in this place.
She's not Mary Poppins.
Well, she has 11 brothers and sisters, and her mother needs every penny she can find. Now, I know she doesn't look promising. She just needs some encouragement. So, it takes Becky a while to warm up to people.
Speaking of warming up, Dorothy, come over here. I needed to show you something.
Okay,
It's this inscription in the fireplace.
okay.
If you are well,
I am well. Mend the chimney and all's well.
Well, you know, most of these old houses in Salem Farms are full of things like that.
Why are we standing?
Oh, I almost forgot. I got you a little something.
Oh, thank you. You didn't have to do that.
Well,
Nice.
I picked it up at the witch's gift shop. It's a potpourri of crushed rose petals and a little of Hepzibah Bradwick's special strange herbs.
Sounds, interesting.
Well, what are your plans?
Oh, wait until I tell you what we've got going on. Ooh, you tell her, Jonathan.
About what?
About Rent-A-Guest.
Oh, Rent-A-Guest is this agency where you could hire actors from Boston, and they'll come into your party and make havoc and mingle around, and no one knows that it's all been a put on until the end of the night. But, Hildegard, what are we doing? We spoiled it for Dorothy. You are going to stop by tomorrow?
I have several stops to make, but I will make an appearance. I sound like a renegade, don't I? When I said plans, I meant what did the bank say?
Well, the bank was not enthusiastic about our B&B plans.
In fact, they turned us down flat.
They were more than happy to sell us the house.
Well, that's because they've been trying to get rid of it for years, so that's why you got such a good deal.
This house is all Jonathan and I have. We used all our savings.
If the banks won't loan you money, what are you going to do?
All hopes are on my Aunt Wilma. She's a whiz in financial matters.
Yeah, Priscilla, Fred Hawkins here. Yeah, everything's done at the Putnams.
Bit of a wacko,
I'll be heading back into
Jonathan.
Salem.
Sorry.
Okay, bye. Well, your phones are all hooked up and ready to go. If you need anything, just give me a call.
Whatever you say. Thanks a million.
Remember, Fred, stop by for Halloween.
I'll try.
Thanks again.
Well, Jonathan and Hildegard, what are you going to do if your Aunt Wilma refuses to help?
We don't want to think about that.
I can't find no broom in the kitchen.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a bit disorganized around here. I'm sure there's a broom somewhere.
Here, try this.
That's a witch's broom. You're supposed to fly over rooftops with that. You're not supposed to sweep floors with it.
Do the best you can.
I don't think I want this job.
Give her time. I'll go out the back way and have a talk with her. Well, why don't you try some other banks?
We've tried.
Several.
Oh, okay. I'll go have a talk with Becky.
Becky seemed to think that sweeping the floor with a witch's broom was disrespectful.
You know, it's gonna take a period of adjustment getting used to Salem Farms.
Now, don't get cold feet, Jonathan. We're going to make a success of it. I know we are. I won't even consider the possibility of failure.
Now what?
Well, let's hope it's Aunt Wilma. She should have been here by now.
Let's hope she didn't forget her checkbook.
Jonathan, be quiet. She might hear you.
Right. Welcome, Aunt Wilma, to El Isa Goods it's Officer Penduster. Come on in.
I forgot to mention it earlier.
What's that?
Well, there was a breakout at the Kings Lynn Correctional Center. It's about 5 miles from here.
How many prisoners?
Only one, but he's a real prize. Killer Gleason. I don't know how he got out, but he managed it. He must have had some outside help. They got roadblocks set up, but we don't know if he's left the vicinity or if he's still around here somewhere. If you see anything suspicious, call it in.
He's dangerous?
They don't call him Killer because he graduated charm school.
Well, thanks for the warning, Officer Pinfeather.
Duster. Pin Duster.
Right.
Anytime, just doing my job.
Killer Gleason?
I bet they caught him by now.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Charming. It's absolutely charming.
She's here.
Aunt Wilma!
I hope you don't mind me coming in the back. I thought I'd surprise you. You know how I adore surprises.
She pushed her way in. I couldn't stop her, don't blame me.
Becky, this is my Aunt Wilma. She's going to be staying with us for a few days.
Big deal.
Is that odd child?
Oh, don't worry about Becky, Aunt Wilma. She's only temporary.
Temporary is long enough.
Oh, have a seat down, Aunt Wilma. Need me to carry your things, take your luggage?
Oh, I'm quite comfortable, thank you.
Still driving the Volkswagen?
Oh, yes, I wouldn't part with it for $1 million.
Speaking of dollars.
Jonathan, go get the luggage.
Oh, right, the luggage.
I'm parked out back by the dead elm.
So you obviously didn't have any trouble finding the place.
Oh, no, I'm quite familiar with the Salem area.
Were there any roadblocks?
I didn't see any. Why?
There was an escape this morning from the correctional center. A prisoner named Killer Gleason.
Don't worry, dear. I have the utmost confidence in our state police. Don't you just love their uniforms? Let me look at you. Oh, yes. Marriage seems to agree with you. You look radiant.
Well, I'm glad you like the house, Aunt Wilma.
Oh, well, I really haven't seen it, have I? I do like the shop across the way. That is just so atmospheric.
Yes, the Witch's Gift and Tea Shop. We met the owner, Hepzibah Bradwick. Aunt Wilma, Jonathan and I have run into a bit of a problem.
Now, Hildegard, don't worry. You haven't been married long. Newlyweds always have problems. Patience, that's all it takes, dear, is patience.
No, Jonathan and I don't have any problems. I was talking about the house.
What's the matter with it?
Oh, there's nothing the matter with it. It's perfect. Or, I mean, it will be with a few renovations here and there. The bed and breakfast is bound to succeed.
I have no doubt. You are a most capable young woman. Jonathan's a lucky boy.
We used all our savings buying this place. We thought the bank would be more than happy to make us a loan.
Well, that sounds logical.
It seems that no bank was willing to put up the money. They don't think our B&B is going to succeed.
How unfortunate.
So naturally, Jonathan and I thought of you.
Why?
Well, because you have
Money?
I hate to put it that way.
Well, whatever way would you put it, dear? Let me tell you something. You and your husband are setting off on a great adventure. Marriage. You must hack your way through the wilderness of finance like pioneers. It's the pioneering spirit that made this country great.
Well, we thought you might become a partner.
Nonsense, girl. I wouldn't think of interfering. You might lose, if I were to help you out, you might lose all sense of initiative. Goodbye to Yankee gumption. You might never recover.
But Aunt Wilma...
Well, that way leads to disaster. And, you know, you don't need money if you're rich in boldness and enterprise.
Oh.
Jonathan might want to have a few breakables.
You're kidding, Aunt Wilma, about financially supporting us?
I never kid about money. You know that. Where's my room?
It's upstairs, first door on the left. Jonathan will show you.
Oh, I'm so anxious to know about Salem Farms. This place is alive with psychic possibilities.
Maybe we can talk about it in the morning.
I won't change my mind. I never do on such matters. One day you and Jonathan will thank me for not lending you the money. Now, Jonathan, mind that luggage. Don't drop it again. You're a bit clumsy, you know?
What are we going to do?
That takes all the stuffing out of the turkey, eh, sweetheart?
Oh, now look here, Nathaniel, or whatever your name is. A joke's a joke, but enough is enough. Now, if you don't leave here quietly, I'm going to call for Otis Pinduster.
Like I'm scared of Otis Pinduster. Boy, you and your husband are a pair of blue ribbon cuckoos. What are you hanging around for? You're finished. The old lady won't give you a penny, and I won't leave you alone. What you're seeing is what you're getting. Take a good look, sweetums. Go on, reach in. Take a handful. On the house.
Oh!
You see, I really am made of straw. Strange, huh? Grab a hold, matey. There's not a bone in my body. Go on.
Hildegard, what are we going to do about all what? You again? All right, that's it, buddy. I'm kicking you out.
No, Jonathan, he is a scarecrow.
He's a bad joke.
Watch who you're calling bad joke, Dumbo.
If what you say is true, how come no one's ever seen you in that closet?
Well, I don't live in the closet. I live behind the closet wall and down some steps. Ace of Goods workshop, where he did his creative work, namely me.
Rubbish.
Rubbish? Don't believe me, eh? I left the wall open and there's a flashlight at the top of the stairs. I won't have anything to do with matches.
I don't know why I'm doing this, but...
No, Jonathan, stay, please!
I won't hurt you. Yet.
How can a scarecrow speak?
Good question. I've asked myself that several times. You mind if I rest the straw? Why am I asking you? This is my house.
It is not!
Like I told your old man, Ace of Good kicked the bucket before I knew what he had in mind. Everything I've learned myself. School of hard knocks. I'm a quick study.
I've never fainted before, but I'm thinking about it.
Be my guest?
This house is all that Jonathan and I have.
It's all I have, and I was here first. I don't like repeating myself, but I suggest you save yourself some grief. Old Endicott here can be one very nasty scarecrow. You wouldn't want to wake up one morning and find your head being used as a doorstop.
What a terrible thing to say!
Yeah, I know. I'm no good.
Jonathan! Jonathan!
It's true. It's true. There's a dungeon down there with old furniture and cobwebs, and it stinks like a sewer.
Let's not get personal.
You are not scaring us out of this house.
Want to bet? Look at it this way. You have options. I don't. The greedy man is he who sits and bites bits out of plates, or else takes up an almanac and gobbles all the dates. Ha ha ha! Ace of Good like that one.
There you are, Nathaniel. I've been looking all over for you.
Skelton Snugs, the village idiot. He thinks I'm Nathaniel Hawthorne. Beat it, Looney Tune. I am not Nathaniel Hawthorne.
Don't pay any attention to Nathaniel. He's a great kidder.
I said out.
Pardon me for living.
What a meatball.
This can't be happening.
This is some weird dream.
If it is, the three of us are dreaming it together.
Trick or treat! Trick or treat! Look at them out there. Aren't they sweet, the little dears?
They certainly enjoy Halloween.
So do I.
Makes me feel like a child myself.
I know, Halloween does that to me too.
Anybody want a cheese and cracker?
Becky, why aren't you in costume?
Why aren't you?
Don't answer a question with a question. I'll get in costume in a minute. I have a lot on my mind.
I guess you know he's here.
Who?
Got me snug.
I'm not worried about him. It's open house after all.
People who don't know him will think he's wearing a hobo costume.
He makes a good hobo. He has a lot of practice.
Who made him?
The Scarecrow? He's just a little something I found and patched together.
You say something, Miss Putnam?
It was my stomach rumbling. I haven't eaten a thing all day.
Have a cheese and cracker. The crackers are real crunchy.
Trick or treat! Trick or treat!
Maybe those kids will like a cheese and cracker.
Don't be silly, Becky. You pass the cheese and crackers around. I'll see to the kids. And you, behave.
Trick or treat! Trick or treat!
Thank you. Happy Halloween.
Thank you. Happy Halloween.
Thank you.
I'm enjoying myself, Hildegard. This is delightful.
Well, I'm happy you're happy, Aunt Wilma.
Oh, you got lucky with the weather. Not a bit chilly.
No, not a bit.
All the houses on the street seem to be having open house tonight.
Yeah, Salem Farms considers Halloween something of a civic holiday.
Oh. Are you all right, dear?
What? What? Why?
Well, you seem out of sorts. I hope last night's discussion about finance didn't disturb you.
No, I'm strong. I mean, fine.
Nothing to worry about, everyone. The state troopers are setting up roadblocks at the end of the street. We're gonna get him.
Maybe they'll shoot him.
No, we don't need a bunch of onlookers looking around. No, somebody might get hurt. Come on back. Come back, will ya?
Is the roadblock part of your little charade?
Charade?
Well, your friend Dorothy Talby kind of let the black cat out of the shopping bag and told me you had something special planned for tonight.
Oh, it would hardly be a roadblock. Things are not turning out exactly as I had planned.
Well, your neighbor, Mr. Snuggs, isn't he an interesting man? He told me Nathaniel Hawthorne is his friend. The Nathaniel Hawthorne. Isn't that amusing?
Mr. Snuggs isn't exactly a neighbor.
Oh, let's see the roadblock. Exciting, isn't it? Aren't you coming?
Nah, seen one roadblock, seen them all.
A roadblock, now that's entertainment.
Boy, what a boring party. Cheese and crunchy crackers, last of the big spenders.
No one asked you to attend.
I don't need an invitation. I live here.
That might change. Soon.
What's that supposed to mean?
Make of it what you will.
No tricks. Either you're out of this house by midnight or I won't be responsible for what happens.
Please don't threaten.
Oh, you're breaking my heart.
You don't have a heart.
Yeah, there you go again, belittling me. He's just a little something I patched together and found and patched together. Bah!
Jonathan, what's keeping you?
You think they saw us, Killer?
Shut up, Torchy.
Gee, there's no need to be impolite, Killer.
Shut your trap or I'll give you a case of lockjaw.
I'll zip my lip.
If you don't do it, I'll do it for you. The curtains.
I like the color, don't you?
I don't mean that. I mean, we need to close them.
Gee,
over
Killer,
there and
I'm
close 'em.
scared.
Close them.
You're the boss.
Never forget it, Torchy, never forget it. You see anything?
I see some little kids with lanterns. They look like goblins.
Forget about the goblins. Any cops?
Don't see any.
The curtains, close the curtains. I knew I couldn't trust you. You get a car that conk out on us, we get 3 miles down the road, it breaks down, and now here we are, trapped. How do we get out of here? Think, Killer, think.
Jonathan, that you?
Shh, someone's coming.
I'll take care of it.
Oh, it's about time you got here. I'd about given up. I called the agency, but no one answered. Fred Hawkins? Why didn't you tell me they'd be sending you? You didn't want to ruin the surprise for me, I guess. Still waters run deep. There's something else to you, Fred. Well, whatever you've planned, I'm sure it was worth waiting for.
Huh?
Where are your costumes?
Costumes,
We ain't got no costumes.
The agency said you'd arrive in costumes. Why don't you have costumes?
Our car broke down, some kids broke into it and stole them.
Oh, that's terrible. Tell you what, my husband's costume will do for you, Fred. The one I was going to wear can do for you. What's your name?
Torchy Blaze.
No, it ain't. It's Jane Doe.
Jane Doe, Torchy Blaze.
You're a good actor, Fred. If I didn't know better, I'd think you were a real thug. You know the room where you installed the avocado phones? Costumes are on the bed. Look, lady.
You heard the lady. Costumes are on the bed, upstairs.
What?
Hit the stairs.
More trick-or-treaters. Happy Halloween.
Mrs. Putnam? I will see Mrs. Putnam. Mr. and Mrs. Putnam? May I sit down?
You already are.
Oh, who are you?
I'm Mrs. Putnam.
Oh, good. I'm Florence Calloway. You may have heard of me.
Calloway. Florence. You're the woman who ran the antique shop. You used to live here.
Oh, nobody lives here. This horrible, evil, terrible place. You mustn't stay, Mrs. Putnam. No. You may end up like me, and well, I'm not a well woman. Not at all.
I take it you're not here for the open house.
Perish the thought.
So why are you here?
Why, to warn you. This is not a good house for a young couple. This is not a good place for anyone. It's unhealthy. You may have noticed, Mrs. Putnam, that I'm nervous. I mean, extremely nervous.
I noticed.
Well, I wasn't before I opened the antique shop. I knew right away there was something wrong. I heard these noises, and I just knew something was trying to drive me out, and then I saw it.
It?
Well, you'll think I'm crazy. It was a terrible vision. Looked like a scarecrow. It threw me down the stairs and broke my elbow in 2 places. Convinced it was the ghost of Asa Good.
Oh, well, what you saw wasn't the ghost of Asa Good, Miss Calloway.
You must think I'm insane, but it happened right here 1 year ago tonight. This house is a dangerous place to be on Halloween. You mustn't stay. Here.
What is it?
Well, it belonged to Asa Good. His scribbles are on every page. I found it one morning after it stormed. It was in the kitchen behind the witch's room. I just know the ghost put it there. It's bound to have a curse on it.
Well, if it disturbs you so much, why didn't you just destroy it?
Oh, I couldn't. Who knows what would have happened? Well, you must have noticed by now, Mrs. Putnam, that Salem Farms is not your average community. Take my advice. Leave the book here where it belongs and get out. I I've done my duty. I'm good to go. You don't need to show me. I know the house. Oh, I'm just going out the back way. I am not a well woman.
No, Miss Calloway. No, that's not the back way.
You're going to do it whether you want to or not.
You have no right to drag me here.
We're desperate.
Hildegard, your husband has lost his mind.
Is it any wonder?
Sit. No buts, sit.
Hepzibah, you've got to help us with Endicott.
Don't say that name.
Are you sure she knows?
Oh, I'm sure she knows. I could tell by the way she reacted when she was in here yesterday. She knows all about her unwanted lodger.
What if I do? We're falling out. He used to come by and watch my television. That's why he talks the way he does. He imitates what he sees and hears. I was good to him. I restuffed him whenever he was feeling lethargic. Endicott has no sense of gratitude.
Why did you quarrel?
I wanted to watch Great British Baking Show and he wanted to watch Gunsmoke.
You quarreled over something as trivial as that?
That, and other things. He was contemptuous about my powers. You've good reason to be afraid of him. Asa Good made him to last. I had hoped he'd gone away.
Get rid of him, Hepzibah.
I don't have a license.
You don't need a license.
How do you expect me to get rid of him?
You're a witch, aren't you?
Yes, but I'm a good witch. Asa Good was the other kind.
You said your powers are strongest on Halloween.
Did I say that?
Yeah, you did.
Me and my big mouth.
Now get busy with the mumbo jumbo or whatever. Now you see him, now you don't.
There's no need to be unpleasant.
We're not inviting you for tea. I want you to exorcise that mangy scarecrow.
Endicott doesn't like to exercise. He's quite lazy.
You know what I mean when I say exorcise. He's an evil spirit as far as we're concerned. And I want you to get rid of him for good.
You mean for the sake of Asa Good?
Get rid of him.
Think of it as your duty as the Good Witch of Salem Farms.
Endicott was nasty to me.
Nasty to everyone.
He called me a charlatan and a fraud.
Now's your chance to prove him wrong.
But what if I fail?
It's worth a try. Anything is worth a try.
I have a reputation to uphold.
Never mind about your reputation. Get rid of that walking, talking scarecrow.
Can it be true?
Aunt Wilma?
Oh, I was eavesdropping. Forgive me. I couldn't help myself. Oh, you're the lady from the tea shop, aren't you? Oh, how wonderful that you're a true witch. Is that what the evil spirit is? A walking, talking scarecrow?
Now, we're not sure what the spirit is, Aunt Wilma. The spirit was a little confused himself.
I thought the atmosphere of this house is darkly vibrant.
With rot.
I beg your pardon?
It's damp rot. It gets in the wood. You can't get it out.
What are you waiting for, Hepzibah?
Endicott's powers are more powerful on Halloween too. There could be carnage.
There will be if you don't begin.
I'll need a few things. The good stuff.
Get it.
I'll be back shortly.
I'm coming with you.
There's no need for that.
Yes, there is. You might take off on a broom or something.
If anything goes wrong, we're all in danger.
Hildegard and I are in danger now. We're in danger of losing this house.
Why didn't you tell me about the evil spirit before?
It's not the kind of thing you just casually drop into conversation.
Oh, how thrilling.
Where are you going, Aunt Wilma?
To the witch's gift and tea shop. I want to see everything. I'll never forgive you, Hildegard, if this is only fun and games for Halloween. A walking, talking scarecrow. Whee! Whee!
What time should I set out a buffet?
The what?
The big, beautiful cooked ham, the Brussels sprouts, the biscuits.
I'll be up there in a minute.
I hope there's enough people to eat the buffet. Everyone's watching the state troopers.
Something tells me people are going to be dropping in and out all night long.
You can always count on Skeleton Snugs.
I am not worried about Skeleton Snugs.
Trick or treat, smell my feet.
Some kids at your back door.
There's some candy on the table.
I know.
Gee, killer, now what are we gonna do?
Quit complaining.
That lady thinks we're someone else.
Hey, this is a great disguise. Nobody will know me dressed like this.
You're not going outside, are you?
You bet I am.
What about me?
What about me? We'd be home safe and sound if it weren't for you, you dumb pigeon.
You know I don't like it when you call me a pigeon.
Look, I'm going. You better be here when I get back.
Gee, if I had the guts, I could get away from him.
Happy Halloween!
Oh, I didn't hear you come in.
My friend Nathaniel says I walk on cat's paws. I like your costume.
I like your costume too. You do look like a tramp. Very realistic.
Actually, I'm a philosopher.
A what?
A philosopher. I'm always thinking.
You'll give yourself a headache.
Me and Nathaniel have great conversations. Would you like to meet him?
Maybe some other time.
Are you from around these parts?
Used to be.
Skeleton Snugs.
Torchy Blue. Jane Doe Torchy Blaze. Nice to meet ya.
I went to school with a girl named Torchy Blaze. Salem Elementary.
I went there. Maybe it could have been me.
I don't think the world's big enough for two Torchies.
Well, my real name isn't Torchy. It's Rosemary.
What happened to Jane Doe?
Everything gets confused in life. My father thought Torchy went with Blaze. It isn't easy, Mr. Snugs. Growing up with a name like Torchy, people thought I was a firebug.
Isn't this amazing? A reunion after all these years. I hope you remember me, Torchy.
I don't recall.
I was the kid the school nurse was always sending home.
That was a long time ago. I can't remember back that far.
This is so unexpected. Can I get you something? A sandwich? A cup of hot apple cider? It's an open house. Everything is free. Gather ye grub while ye may.
Say, Mr. Snugs, what is going on in this house? Don't be afraid to be, like, precise.
I thought you were the most beautiful girl I ever saw.
Really?
Would this unshaven face lie?
You could say.
Oh, I hope you remember me, Torchy. I sent you a Valentine with an angel on a cloud.
Sorry.
Where have you been all these years?
Mostly, I've been in Las Vegas. I was a showgirl. I didn't want to be a showgirl. I wanted to deal cards. There's good money in dealing cards if you know how to do it right.
I bet you were a wonderful card dealer.
No, I'm not. I kept dropping all the cards on the floor. They told me I should be a showgirl. Showgirls don't have to think so much.
I bet you were a wonderful showgirl.
No, I wasn't. I kept tripping on the stairs. This one time, I had a basket of imitation fruit on my head, and I fell flat on my face. It was so embarrassing.
A most interesting life. Don't you think so, Nathaniel? He likes you.
You have some interesting sense of humor, Mr. Snugs. Anyways, my life could be a book, the things I've seen and heard. I could be a big success at something one day, only...
Only what, Torchy?
I got mixed up with this terrible human person. At first, I thought he was really nice, but then I found out he was a criminal. He wasn't nice at all.
You're not still friends with him, are you?
I haven't been his friend for a long, long time. Actually, I'm scared of him. I wish he was out of my life.
Perhaps Nathaniel can suggest something. You heard the young lady, Nathaniel. Dip into your wisdom pouch and produce a solution.
I better get going. I think I heard somebody calling my name.
Look who it is, Torchy!
Like who?
Dungeon. It's dark. Scarecrow.
It's Florence Calloway!
Is that a fact?
Down there.
It's so nice to see you back in Salem Farms, Miss Calloway.
It's dark. Cobwebs. Oh.
Here for the open house, are we?
No.
How about a kiss to welcome you back? She's changed a lot.
What? You got a lot of nerve. What are you doing here?
I know my rights. It's an open house.
Every house is an open house for you.
The Putnams know I'm here.
Well, as soon as a pig gets his snout in the door, he wants to put his feet up on the table.
Who are you calling a pig? Who's at the door over there? You know, I'm a philosopher.
If you're a philosopher, I'm Elvis Presley. Thank you very much.
You know, we went to school together.
Well, you're saying your friends? I didn't think Skeleton Snugs had any friends.
Just us.
I'll tell you what, Skeleton. You better behave. I have got my eye on you every minute.
You should keep your eyes out for Killer Gleason.
Oh, I'm watching for him. We'll get him.
Innocent people could get hurt. I wouldn't like that.
Don't you worry, miss. We'll get him.
Officer Penduster, I thought you were at the roadblock.
Oh, Mrs. Putnam, if it wouldn't be too much trouble, maybe some sandwiches and hot coffee for the troopers at the roadblock?
Oh, it's no trouble at all. Becky will help you with anything you need.
Oh, thank you so much. That's very nice.
Where's your friend?
He had to step out for a minute.
Wouldn't you like something to eat?
I'm not a hungry type of person.
Come with me. Wait till you see what Becky has back there. It's a ham as big as a watermelon. You'll change your mind.
I wish I was back in Las Vegas.
Here we are. So I see.
When people come to the door?
They'll think it's a Halloween prank. Now hurry up, Hepzibah. Endicott set a midnight deadline.
Where do you want the box?
Set it there. I haven't heard from Endicott in over a year. He's been quiet.
What
It's
should we
not
do?
quiet anymore.
What should we do, Hepzibah?
As little as possible. It's too bright in here. What needs to be done needs shadows. That's better.
No, please get on with it, Hepzibah. Midnight's less than 2 hours away.
I hope I have the strength.
Don't let us down, Hepzibah.
Here's the good stuff. Twigs from a gibbet on Gallows Hill. They'll sap Endicott's energy. The odor will make him weak as a kitten. I hope. Heart of Old Puritan. My special hand-dip witch's candle. Bell. Book. I don't have my book.
I'll get one.
Any book won't do. It has to be a book that once belonged to this house. A book from the past. I'll have to return to my shop.
Will this do?
I know this book. It belonged to Asa Good.
Yes.
Where did you find it?
Does it matter?
It'll do nicely.
Hurry, Hepzibah.
I need someone to light the candle.
What can I do? I've always been sensitive to the unknown.
Yes, you can help by lighting the candle.
Oh, thank you. I like to feel useful. I need a match.
In the box. And when I say the bell, you pick it up and ring it.
Oh, you can rely on me completely.
Put the candle on the book.
No one speak, no one yell, no one move, break the spell. Halloween night, witch's delight, Halloween sight, awful fright.
Hit the bell.
Foul is foul and straw is straw. Evil is evil and that is law. Good which is strong, bad which is wrong.
Hit it.
Gee, what's going on?
You must have silence. This is it. I've warmed up.
When I say, spirit appear but you disappear, show yourself Endicott, you must all repeat it. Got that? Let me hear it!
Spirits appear but disappear. Show yourself Endicott.
The bell. This is it. The big one. Little Endicott sings for his supper. What shall he eat? Which bread and butter? How shall he cut it without e'er a knife? How shall he be married without e'er a wife?
Sounds like Mother Goose, Little Tom Tucker.
Spirit appear but to disappear. Show yourself Endicott.
Spirits appear but disappear. Show yourself Endicott.
One more time. All together now. Go. Spirit appear but to disappear. Show yourself Endicott. I, Hepzibah, good witch of Salem Farms, command you to appear. Endicott, spawn of the warlock Asa Good, I command you. Come out of the closet. My power is greater than yours. Come out of the closet. I command you. Come out. Come out. Come out.
Perhaps he's losing his hearing?
He isn't here.
That's what you think.
What are you doing, Nathaniel?
Let's have a hayride, Snugs.
You're not Nathaniel Hawthorne.
Never said I was. Let's play turkey in the straw. You're the turkey.
I'm out of here for good.
I had no idea your renegades would be so much fun.
Renegade?
You'll never guess who I found upstairs hiding in the linen closet. Florence Kellaway. Oh, when's your next scare show?
I'm no renegade. I live here. That's right. Get out while the getting's good, you old fake. Did you ever hear anything so ridiculous? Little Endicott sings for his supper. What shall he eat? Which bread and butter? She's hopeless. Doesn't keep up with the times.
I did my best.
You're a disgrace to your calling.
How dare you!
Boo!
idea what this means to me, Endicott. To meet a walking, talking scarecrow.
Stick around and find out, Wilma.
Hepzibah was our only hope.
Now what are we gonna do?
It'll be midnight soon. Clear out while you still can.
You don't mean that, Endicott.
Stick around and find out, Wilma.
I've got to get out of here. I'm not a well woman.
Hello, Florence. Remember me? The shadow on the stairs? How's your elbow?
Who was that woman?
The last tenant.
She ran an antique shop.
Antique shop. It was junk she picked up at garage sales.
We've a great deal to discuss, Endicott.
There is nothing to discuss. Midnight.
Now what are we gonna do?
I suppose we can call Otis Pinduster and ask to evict him?
Is that supposed to be funny?
Who's the screaming broad?
Didn't you recognize her? It was Florence Calloway.
Oh yeah, Flo Calloway.
This is Rent-A-Guest. They finally got here.
You're back. I was getting worried. You missed some fun?
No.
I'm sorry. I'm afraid your services aren't really gonna be needed after all. This whole evening's been a bust.
We'll go.
We'll stay.
But... Hello, Ace of Goods Tavern. Hildegard Putnam speaking. Is this a joke? Oh, no, I understand. No, a refund won't be necessary. Thank you for calling. I don't understand.
What's wrong?
They said he was Rent-A-Guest. Said they got lost on the turnpike. Blew a tire and didn't have a spare.
Gee, why is everyone staring?
Don't worry, I can handle this.
If that was Rent-A-Guest on the phone, who are you two?
We got trouble.
Everyone, I can handle this.
Fred Hawkins?
I'm not Fred Hawkins, I'm Killer Gleason.
Killer Gleason?
Granny, get over here.
Granny!
You better listen to him, lady. He can be mean.
Listen, Fred, there's no need to put up a show here.
You two, in the closet.
Or else what, Fred?
In the closet or Granny gets it in the gut.
All right, in the closet. In the closet we're going.
We're going. Just stay cool.
Don't shooty McShoot.
Just don't harm her.
Close the door and lock it.
I'd rather not be involved
Do
in any
it.
more criminal activity, if you
Do
don't mind.
Do it.
A human person can only take so much.
Do it.
You're not gonna shoot me, are you?
Not now, I need a hostage. Hurry up.
There's no key!
Killer Gleason, we know you're in there. Come in with your hands up.
It's the police!
The window. What do you see?
Some cop cars.
Get over here.
You're not gonna shoot your way out!
If I have to, I will.
Killer Gleason, the house is surrounded. You can't get away. You have 30 seconds. Come out with your hands up.
You better
I got
give
a
up.
hostage in here. I want a police car. I want it now. If you don't do it, I'm going to turn the streets into a shooting gallery, and I mean it.
You better give up, killer.
Never.
Drop it, Killer Gleason!
Say your prayers. Torchy, there's no bullets in this gun.
You told me to get a gun. You didn't say nothing about no bullets.
You stupid pigeon.
Don't call me that.
Drop.
This is worse than the time I fell down in Las Vegas. It was nice meeting you. tell Mr. Snuggs it was nice meeting him too, I think, again. Okay.
Did anyone else notice how much Killer Gleason looks like Fred Hawkins?
How did you know that Killer Gleason was here?
Some dude in a scarecrow told us.
Endicott. What a night.
I think I'll faint.
I'll join you.
I wonder what's gonna happen at midnight.
Nothing's gonna happen at midnight.
Well, thank you for telling the police about Killer Gleason.
I won't have criminals in this house.
You said nothing's going to happen at midnight.
I don't have any special powers. All I can do is huff and puff and scare. And you don't scare.
Well, you're not gonna have to worry about us for much longer. We're not gonna be able to hold on to this place.
I've been giving the matter some thought. Poor Endicott has no place to go. I mean, you can't blame him for being possessive. This house is the only world he's ever known.
I feel safe here.
Oh, of course you do, Endicott. When a person is almost 400 years old, security is important. I'll give you all the money you need on one condition.
I have a feeling I know what the condition is.
Endicott stays.
What do you say, Endicott? Better the devil you know than the one you don't.
One big happy family?
We'd be helping out one another.
I don't know.
We'll always respect your privacy if that's what you want.
Well, I wouldn't want you to hang a sign saying Endicott slept here.
We would never do that.
Deal.
Let's shake on it.
Oh, Endicott, may I see where you live? Is it too much to ask?
Not at all, Wilma. There's a flashlight at the top of the stairs.
You have no idea what this means to me. I've always dreamed of something like this. I have a confession to make, Endicott.
Oh?
I'm a turkey.
Can I have my handbag?
Yes.
Endicott, that inscription on the fireplace, if you were well, I am well, mend the chimney and all's well, what does that mean?
Beats me.
You know, Dorothy Telby is saying you paid Fred Hopkins to impersonate Killer Gleason and the whole thing was a trick.
Well, it certainly wasn't a treat.
Becky, if only you knew.
You never guess what Captain Snubs did.
What?
Took the big, beautiful cooked ham with him.
That's the last straw.